have mixed feelings on these front seams. Chef's kiss, you know? You gotta be kidding. It just screams cheap. Bike shorts. So, high in the booty scale, super flattering. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're getting into the spooky spirit. I got some little pumpkins over here. We're wearing some orange, and we have yellow because today we're reviewing the Buffbunny Rebel Launch. The launch is going live on October 17th at 1 PM CST. I'll list the other times over here so you guys don't have to do the conversions, because let me tell you, I always feel like I'm getting those conversions wrong, so I did it for you. You're welcome. So if you like neutrals and yellow, this launch is for you. Yellow is definitely the standout color of this launch, which I know yellow activewear is very hard to come by lately, so pumped about it. I personally am super excited for the return of some of my old favorites in this launch, like the Monarch bra. We got some Jasmine joggers, the Limitless leggings. We got some good things going on. And I finally get to try the Dreamy leggings from the last launch. I got so many questions about it, and oftentimes I don't get everything to review. So I'm like, I wish I could answer your questions, but I can't. I will say yellow leggings are definitely really hard to get right, but the fabrics that the yellow leggings are coming in are definitely on the like dense side. So we're crossing our fingers that everything will be squat proof, and we're gonna double squat test with the infamous bright pink cheekies. We'll see if these are truly squat proof. I am getting a couple pieces tomorrow actually when I'm filming this, so if you see me popping on occasionally without makeup reviewing some other things, don't be surprised. So if you're new here, I do have a code with Buffbunny. It's just my name, Kathryn, but my reviews are always 100% honest. I want you guys to know all the nitty-gritty details to figure out what will or won't work for you, and if you use any of my codes, you can be entered into my monthly giveaway. I do have a new system for my monthly giveaway. Instead of DMing me, which is the old way, I now have a link. It will be in the description below. Basically, you just enter in your name, email, or Instagram, and then a screenshot of your order, which you used to send me anyway. So it's super easy, so please make sure to do that if you use my code on this launch. I like doing these giveaways so I can give back to the people who support me and use my codes. I really appreciate it. I do put a lot of time into these videos, trying to get all the details for you guys. Thank you again if you choose to support me with my code. And lastly, this launch is Rebel with a cause, so they are also donating some of the proceeds. They'll be donating to the American Red Cross to help with the West Coast wildfires, which is close to home for me because I'm from California and we're definitely very affected by the fires right now. And they'll also be donating to our rescue to help fight human trafficking. So love that they're doing that for this launch. And without further ado, let's start talking about the pieces. So first I'm going to go over all of the items I did get. Then at the end, I'll go over all the pieces I did not get a chance to try, but I'm going to give you as much information as I can about those pieces. So for every piece, I will list the sizes that it comes in on the screen, as well as the colors it comes in. Basically, we have Flame, which is this orange color, Black Diamond, which is black, Bones is white, and the gray shades are Ash Shaded and Wicked, and they're all like different shades of gray. So those are the shades. Let's start talking. First thing is the Monarch bra. The Monarch bra launched last year, and I'm wearing the one that they launched last year for last fall launch. It's just the most beautiful bra. It's so pretty, and I was so pumped to see that it was coming back. And in this yellow color. Look at this. Ooh, ketchup and mustard, am I right? So the Monarch bra is made of the Newbury fabric, which is one of my favorite Buffbunny fabrics. My favorites are the Energy fabric and the Newbury fabric, and it's just so soft. Think Lululemon Align fabric, so Nulu, but a little bit thicker, and it's really long lasting too, which is one reason I always feel really good recommending Buffbunny clothes, because I've had their stuff and washed it so many times and it still holds up. So it has a beautiful deep V in the front. We'll go over fit, but then the back is just this amazing strappy detail. It's a very open back, so if you like to show off your back, it's beautiful. And it also has tank straps that don't go over your traps, so it doesn't cut it off. And the Monarch bra comes in a bunch of colors. It comes in Black Diamond, Bones, Shaded, and Wicked, which are both gray colors. Flame, which is this one, and yeah, that's it. All right, I have some yellow comparisons for you guys. This is the flame color of this current launch, so it's a much more like mustardy orangey yellow. These are the Pina colored Rosa shorts from last summer's launch, so definitely a brighter yellow. And then this is the Kara's bra from last fall's launch, and this is the color Almost Autumn. very similar to the piña, but a little bit deeper, and it also has a marl to it. So hopefully this helps, but this new yellow is definitely very different and very unique as well. I would also like to point out something that I don't think I've ever mentioned, but Buffbunny always matches their cup pad color to the sports bra. So these are the cup pads that come with the Monarch bra in the color Flame, and they're the same colors. And it also helps when you take your cup pads out in the wash, you know, oh Pete, hello. You know which cup pads belong to which sports bra because they're the same color. The fact that this bra is coming back, I feel like I'm just gonna be living in both of these bras for a long time. So I love this bra because it's really flattering on the girls. As you can see, there is a scoop neck, but it also has a really good amount of side boob coverage, so you're never falling out of it. And even though I have this cleavage, I never have to worry about actually coming out of it because just the way that the bra is structured, it really holds me in. It also is slightly long line, as you can see, but there's no band or anything, so it's really comfortable. It never cuts into me because, you know, there's nothing to even cut in. Very true to size. I'm wearing a size small. I would definitely say go with your normal size. If you're in between, I think you could maybe even size down because it is very stretchy and there are no bands to really like cut into you. And another reason why this bra is nice is the straps go straight up and down. They don't cross over your traps, so you never have to worry about it cutting in. But if you prefer bras that aren't the typical racerback style, this one is so nice. And I mean, you gotta be kidding. That's so beautiful. This is just like one of my all-time favorite strappy bra designs. It's so pretty. This fabric will show a little bit of sweat, but in my experience, it dries pretty quickly. So I would say it's still pretty sweat wicking. In terms of support, it says light to medium on the website. I would really give this more of a medium. I don't really do a lot of running or anything, but I always feel supported in the gym when I wear this bra. So guys, this bra is just one of my all-time faves and you really just can't go wrong. And to go with the Monarch bra, we have one of my new favorite Buffbunny leggings, which are the Legacy leggings. These are also made of the Newbury fabric, so this is the same fabric as the Rosa leggings if you've had those in the past. But instead, we have no front seam and we have this beautiful contour detailing in the back that it's super subtle, so it doesn't look like a lot is going on, but just like some very subtle seam details, and it's just chef's kiss, you know? The Legacy leggings come in black, diamond, shaded, and flame. They have a 26-inch inseam, so kind of an in-between length, but will definitely be an acceptable length for at least someone who's my height. I am okay with a 26-inch inseam. Once you dip below 25 though, that's when I'm kind of like, we reach into capri territory and that's not a place I want to go. Anyways, 26-inch inseam, made of the Newbury fabric, super buttery soft, has a little bit of compression as well. Here's a close-up of the Newbury fabric. It's brushed, it's super soft, but it actually does hold up really well. I'm even able to wear these on leg days, no problem. All right, let's try these on. We got the Legacy leggings, and I just really hope they keep bringing back the Legacy leggings as a staple because these are, they're creeping up against the Rosa leggings as one of my favorites. So the fabric is just so soft. There's nothing like a fresh Newbury fabric, guys. It's just so soft. We have no front seam, so no camel. That was always my critique about the Rosa leggings, so pumped to see that. I am wearing their new seamlessology underwear that I'll get into later in the video, but I will say, I do think you can see it a little bit. And we got the back, it's so flattering. These get a high on the booty scale. The seams, they slightly curve up, but the lowest seam still sits over your glutes, so it's not going to cut off at all, but it also has that little curve to enhance a little bit, and then it has a little extra detailing on the top just to add some little cuteness. I will say this yellow color is actually growing on me. I don't know, maybe it's just because I like these leggings. And they have a little seam detail going down the side too, about a 7/8 on me. These are true to size, but I would size down if you're in between. They do run bigger than the Rosa leggings used to run. And there's no front seam or top seam to worry about cutting in if you size down, so I definitely think that there is a little bit of size flexibility. In this color, I would say probably not the most cellulite friendly. So if you're looking to hide cellulite, this probably isn't the one. And in terms of compression, really only about a medium compression. I don't feel super compressed, but what I like about the Newbury fabric is it just kind of hugs everything. And I always feel like it, you know, just hugs the glutes really well, and there's never any like loose fabric or any like awkward spots of too much fabric, so I'm definitely a fan of these. In terms of sheerness, we will do the full squat test, but in terms of yellow leggings, I feel like we're pretty safe in these. Legacy sit test, and looking pretty good. I don't think it's rolling down or cutting in or anything. And then a new legging for me, which I'm also excited about. This can also be paired with the Monarch bra, or it can be paired with the Resource bra from the last launch. These are the Dreamy leggings. So the Dreamy leggings to me are like the legacy leggings without the detailing in the back. So you have no top seam, of course. None of the leggings have top seams. Unless I mention it, there is one legging with a top seam. No front seam, so we love that. This one has an extended crotch gusset. The legacy leggings just had a simple one. And instead of that little like fountain type detail in the back, we just have some slightly curved glute seams. So you still get a little bit of glute enhancement. So these are not made of the Newbury fabric, but the fabric is very similar. It is super brushed and soft. I would say more brushed than the Energy fabric, so more brushed than the Live leggings. Comparing the fabric to the Newbury fabric, it does have a little bit less spandex. So I anticipate maybe a little more compression, a little less stretch, but they still actually feel very stretchy. But honestly, it feels very similar to the Newbury. And these are also a 26-inch inseam, and they also come in black diamond, shaded, and flame, just like the legacy leggings. All right, so we got the legacy leggings and the Dreamy leggings side by side, looking pretty similar. They both have like tapered waistbands, seamless waistbands. Peach, now's really not the time. And although the same inseams were listed, the legacy leggings do run a little bit longer, which is all good for me. Peach, Peach, what are you doing? What are you doing? All right, and here are the fabric close-ups. It's really hard to tell any sort of difference, but to me, the Dreamy leggings do look like a little bit more fuzzy. And the legacy leggings, which are the Newbury fabric, it's a much more like fine brushed material, if that makes sense. Like you don't see as many little fuzzies. Okay, so we've got the Dreamy leggings right off the bat. There are definitely some differences between these and the legacy leggings. So we do have the no top seam, no front seam. The fabric to the touch feels exactly the same as the Newbury fabric, but now that I have it on, it doesn't have quite as much stretch, and it's also lacking some of that like hugging feeling that I get from the Newbury fabric. Like I said with the legacies, they just kind of hug every curve really nicely. I feel like in the Dreamies, I'm getting some spots that are a little bit tight. It's a little tight in the legs. And then I'm also getting, I don't know, a little bit of looseness here. And I also just don't feel like I'm getting quite as much waistband snatching. So I do definitely prefer the legacy leggings. But if you're looking for a simpler option, I still think these are nice. I just prefer the legacies. I feel like I'm getting a little more gathering in this region. It's not crazy. They do have the extended crotch gusset, and they're the same length, but they're just feeling a little bit shorter. I might have had to pull them up a little more. They are still flattering on the glutes. They do have a very slight curve on the seams. Probably the same, not a ton of cellulite coverage. These definitely are a little more compressive than the legacies. Probably about the same in terms of sweat and everything. And I would say true to size for these, but my only thing is they feel just like a little bit loose on the waist for me. I want a little more tightness here. It is getting a little bit tight in the knee, lower leg region. So I feel like they're kind of getting pulled down a little bit. So if you don't mind a little tightness in the leg, or maybe you don't have like as big of calves or thighs as me, you could probably size down in these. I would say size down if you're in between, but overall true to size. All right, sit test for these. Looking pretty good. Not digging in, not really rolling down. I would say pretty solid. Next, we got the ribbed set. This is the supply and demand set. And first I'm gonna start with the supply top. So this launched in the Boss launch, and I feel like I heard some mixed things. I feel like people either loved it if they're really into lounge type legging sets, or they were like, this doesn't have, you know, enough compression or hold for me. So it comes in black diamond, bones, and flame. Interesting, it comes in white. I do like a white sports bra. So this is almost more of a crop top, but it does have removable cut pads. And what I always like about their removable cut pads is that even though they're removable, they always have some stitch detailing that keeps it in place. There are some stitches that just make sure that the bra pads don't go, you know, all over the place and start, you know, traveling about. So this fabric is super stretchy. It's one of those like super stretchy ribbed materials. I'll show you up close. So it's kind of like this squiggly ribbed material. And yeah, the top just has a nice deep V and then a scoop in the back. Let's just try it on and see how it goes. All right, I got the supply top, and I feel like the front shape's actually very similar to the Monarch bra, but I do prefer the Monarch bra. So first of all, we do have some cup pads in here, but I feel like this bra may be aimed a little more towards smaller cup sizes or people who really don't like any sort of bands in their bras. There's no elastic band, there's no like seam. Like the Monarch bra didn't have an elastic per se, but it did have a seam separating the body of the bra to the long line part. This one's just all one piece. So because of that, it's a little more relaxed, a little less support. I feel like I'm really getting more of a light to medium support. I'm still compressed in, so I'm really not jiggling around too much, but I wouldn't say that I'm like actively like lifted. And as you can kind of tell, the straps are kind of wanting to like fall down on me a little bit. They definitely go very open to the back and then scoop around, which I do like a nice open style back like this, you know, show off the back gains, all about it. But with this, I feel like it sits a little too far out onto my shoulders. So it's kind of like falling down. Like I wonder, okay, like it's not like, if I like maybe go like that, it's kind of coming down a little bit. I mean, not that anyone really does that, but you know. So I feel like I'd just be constantly adjusting these straps if I was wearing it. I think the material is really nice for fall. It kind of reminds me of like a sweater type material, but it's not too heavy. Definitely for lounge. I would also say true to size down if you're in between, because it does have a good amount of stretch to it. Then we have the Demand leggings. These come in black, diamond, wicked, and flame. Last launch, these came out in another yellow color and it was more on the sheer side, but I'm hoping that this one is a little better. I feel like the fabric is decently thick and this is a deeper yellow color, so it should be a little bit better. I feel like I see these more as a lounge legging. They don't really scream gym to me, but just because of, you know, the ribbed material. These are also a 26-inch inseam, and instead of the printed Buffbunny logo, they do have one of the little metal details, which I always love, a little metal logo. And the seams in the back are slightly tapered. They do have a front seam, so let's just try these on. All right, so here are the Demand leggings. These really just don't scream gym to me. I would definitely wear these as more of a lounge legging. I'm also personally not super into lounge leggings. So it does have a waistband, solid, medium to high rise. I wouldn't say it's like super high. It does have a front seam, but it's not causing too many problems. I will say there is a little bit of extra fabric around here, so that's not exactly helping. Simple crotch gusset. They are really comfy. I wouldn't say they're as soft as the Newbury fabric, but they are comfy, and you definitely will get some cellulite coverage with these because they're so textured. So if you're looking for a yellow legging to hide cellulite, these would be the ones. Slightly curved glute seams. I'd give these probably medium to high in the booty scale. I don't feel like they're doing anything crazy. Kind of a 7/8 on me. I think I would also size down if in between on these, but go with your normal size. I do just feel like they slide down a little bit on me just because the waistband doesn't have like a ton of compression, but I also tend to pull up my leggings probably a little too much. Like they're probably meant to sit more like this on people. And once they're here, they don't slide down. You know, give this video a thumbs up if you're chronically pulling up your leggings like I am. I just have a long torso and I like to pull it up, cover a little bit more tummy region, you know? And in terms of compression, about a light to medium. There's really not a ton of compression going on. Guys, I'm forgetting the sit test. All right, well, since the waistband wasn't too tight, not really rolling down too much, so I'd say we're good. Next we have the canceled sports bra. And listen, when I saw the description of this one saying it was high performance, I was like, you girls gotta test it, because sometimes things are not high performance. But I do have quite a few Buffbunny bras I would consider high performance, so we're hopeful, but we're curious because I like a nice high support. So it's made of the Perform fabric, and I've never seen a tag for the Perform fabric. I don't know if it's a new fabric, but basically it just says it's a 4-way stretch, it has compression, it's a sleek, non-brushed sweat wicking fabric. So kind of just your classic sleek performance material. It does feel really nice. What I like about their performance materials is they're often sleek but not cheap and shiny looking, because whenever you have a too shiny of a legging, it just screams cheap. In this, I don't feel like it's doing that. I love the black and white detailing. So it has removable cups, it has a nice scoop neck, and then it has this like white detailing that goes into a little strappy back. So I feel like this back will just be easier seen when it's on. So let's try it on. Guys, another successful bra. This one has a lot more coverage than I thought, but I'm not mad about it because I do like a little bit of coverage. So we got good side boob coverage. As you can see, really don't have any spillage. And it has a scoop neck. It's more coverage than the herring bra and definitely more coverage than the monarch bra. So we really just have a little hint of cleavage, but like literally no way there's any spilling. Like we are set in this. They rated this a high support, and I think I actually agree with that. The band at the bottom is very snug in a supportive way. I also feel very compressed here, not in like a squish down way. You can see I still have a little bit of shape, but compressed enough where I still feel supported, and the straps are really nice and thick. So I'm also getting some lift. So in terms of support, I'm really not jiggling very much at all. I would say medium to high if you're on the smaller side. For me, it's like on the highest side of medium, you know? The front to me is okay. I'm like, okay, like we got a little black and a little white. And then you go to the back and I'm like, listen, this is cute. I love the little cutout detail and how this little one strap is like kind of on its own. And then you have all of the white straps kind of overlaying the black part. And I just think that this is so cute. We got a little logo here. I think this bra would go really well with a nice solid colored legging, a nice bright colored solid legging. I'm wearing a small. I would say very true to size. If you're in between, I would size down if you want more compression, or size up if you want a little more space. I personally am for the compression side of things. And this fabric is going to be very sweat wicking. Next, we have the return of another fan favorite bra. This is the Herring Hush bra. So this launched, I believe, earlier in the year. I want to say like January, February. And originally I wasn't sure about it because there were supposed to be some matching joggers, but then the joggers never happened. So they just released the bra. But then I actually ended up really liking the bra. It's made of a really unique fabric. It has this little herringbone print. A little hard to see on the black, but I do think it's showing up on camera. So it's not brushed. It's not going to collect any sort of lint, and it's not going to pill. And whenever I wear this bra in videos, which I do a lot just because I like the color of it, I like the shape, I always get a bunch of compliments because the back has this really pretty asymmetrical design. So one of the straps is a full tank strap and the other one splits into these three little detaily straps, and I'm just a fan. I had a medium last time, this one's a small, and the bra is only coming in black this time. This is the Herring Hush bra, and I have a small this time, and I actually do like the small. I feel like I'm getting a good amount of hold in the bra band. This bra is just so perfectly shaped. I have good side boob coverage, like literally no side boob at all, but it's not too close to my armpits where it's gonna cut in. It's also a really nice scoop neck with a little bit of cleavage, but there's like no way I'm going anywhere in this bra. It's actually really good support too. Definitely medium to high if you're a smaller cup size. The material is just so different from most activewear and most Buffbunny bras. The inside is super soft. It has like kind of like a silky lining. And then like the little herringbone part is just so nice, and I just feel like it makes for a nice matte fabric without being brushed. Very subtle asymmetric detail. There's nothing like groundbreaking with this bra, but I just feel like it has a lot of really good things going for it. And I just find that I'm always reaching for my Buffbunny bras, especially for my girls with bigger cup sizes, because you can just tell I'm totally covered up in this bra, but it's still cute. It doesn't look like bra-y, you know? I also feel like this fabric would be decently sweat wicking. Next, we have the Rebel leggings. They only come in the one color. This is the leopard, but this is your opportunity if you are a simple leopard gal. So these have a couple features that I really like. Again, no top seam, and they also have no front seam. And listen up. We got some curved booty seams, like super curved. These are the first Buffbunny leggings that I've seen that have like this much of a tapered booty seam, so I'm super excited about that. They are a sleek performance material. I wore these at the gym yesterday, and they really do not collect any lint. They're really sweat wicking and definitely could hold up to some glute bands, so I wouldn't worry about that. I will say I have seen this print in a couple other leggings before. I don't know like exactly which ones. I think Jed North has a very similar one to this. So is it the first time I've seen like a leopard print like this? No, but I do like that it has the no front seam and the curved booty seams. And these ones, they almost have like a faux leather look to them. I feel like you could actually wear these like outside the gym dressed up, and they'd actually be pretty cute. So we have no top seam, no front seam, so no camel. In terms of sizing, I'm wearing a small, pretty true to size. If you're in between, definitely size down because as you can see, there's just like a little bit of extra waistband space. I could use a little bit more compression, and there is just a tiny bit of extra fabric around here. So I did wear these to the gym yesterday, and they're super lightweight. They're really nice, but I feel like they stay put really well. They kind of have that fabric where like after you start sweating a little bit, they just kind of like stick to you. I know that sounds bad, but it's actually good because then they like really don't budge at all. They're actually pretty full length on me. And I just like how in certain lighting, you just see a little more of the leopard print. And then you go to the back and we got those curved seams. I mean, so high in the booty scale, super flattering. I also feel like they're hugging the glutes really well. Like we're not getting any loose gaping or anything anywhere. I'd say cellulite friendly. You do have a little texture to the leggings and they are basically black. So probably pretty good for cellulite. I would just like to say what we have going on with this no front seam curved glute seams, like let's keep this up. This is what we like to see. This one I would say is a solid high rise. It's not like super high, not as high as the baddie leggings, but I don't feel like they're falling down constantly. And it's looking pretty solid. I don't think anything is rolling down. So they're really only a light to medium compression. I don't feel like I'm being super held in. So if you're looking for something super compressive, this actually probably isn't the one, but I also think you could get away with sizing down. Next, we have the baddie leggings, which come in black diamond and shaded, which is this lovely light gray color. These are also made of the Perform fabric, so they are a nice sleek performance material. And these are interesting. There's a couple things I like, but a couple things I'm like hesitant about. So they do have a front seam, which is a little bit of a bummer. At this point, I just expect everything to not have a front seam now. But honestly, sometimes I do reach for leggings with front seams because if they don't cause like major camel, sometimes it can actually draw less attention to the area than a no front seam legging. So, you know, I don't think front seams are ever gonna go away completely. So they do have just like a bunch of seams all around. It'll be easier to see when I try them on, which sometimes I'm like not a fan of a ton of seams, but if they're subtle and they're flattering, you know, why not? And then they have some seams down the back. They have this kind of like little subtle double seam here, which looks like it could be a booty contour. It's definitely not high enough up to be an actual booty contour, so we'll see about that. And then they have another seam lower down in the leg, which I'm like, if that crosses over my calf, it's game over. Then they just have a slightly V taper seam in the back, so should be pretty flattering in the glutes. Let's try them on. All right, so these are the baddie leggings, and honestly, my expectations were kind of low, but I'm more here for them than I thought. First of all, I really like this performance fabric. I think it's a perfect balance of sleek and compression, and I'm just a fan without being shiny, obviously. These ones are actually decently long on me. I feel like I didn't have to pull them up too much. That's another thing I like about this one. It is definitely a true high waist, goes above my belly button, and it sits nice and high on my waist without me having to pull it up a ton. And camel is like not a problem at all. This front seam is really not invasive. I wish they added some pockets to this one because with all these seams, I feel like you could have fit in a nice little pocket, but I have mixed feelings on these front seams. I'm not entirely sure I love it, but I feel like they almost give kind of an elongated look to the leg. And once you go around to the back, the seams make a little more sense. These are just very seamed leggings. That seam I was worried about being over my calves actually goes like right over like the back of my knee. So it did not cut into my calves at all. So I'm really not getting any of these seams digging in. That's something to worry about with the really heavy seamed leggings is, are the seams gonna cut into anything? But you can see they're really not cutting in. Also no band at the top of the waist, but the leggings have a little more waistband hold than some of the other ones we've tried so far. So I feel like I'm just being held in really well. Solid medium compression. I don't feel like they're super high. And I do feel like I maybe have a teeny bit of extra fabric here. I wish these little seams here were a little higher so they could be a booty contour, because they're really, at this point, they're not a booty contour. They're just more of a seam detail, which is fine. But I feel like we missed a little opportunity. You still have the tapered curved seams above the glutes here, so I would still give them like a medium to high on the booty scale. All right. And so they're a high waist, but I don't really feel like they're rolling down on me. Also, this fabric, I would say cellulite friendly, not cellulite proof by any means. Quick update on the baddie leggings. Wore them to the gym today. They do show a little bit of sweat. Obviously, that'll probably only show in the gray color. Gray is a very hard color to make sweat proof, but just a little, and it did dry very quickly. I would say it shows sweat less than the performance material that like the Luna leggings came in. Luna leggings slash executive pocket shorts. I think those are different materials. We'll check on that. And as I was working out, I feel like there was a little bit of extra material in the leggings that didn't look super noticeable, but I really do think that you can size down. So if you'd like a more fitted compressive fit, I would size down in the baddie leggings. And honestly, I would size down in the limitless leggings as well if you also want a little bit of a tighter fit. It shouldn't cause any problems, but they just do run a little bit big. Next, they're bringing back the jasmine joggers. These are an old pair of jasmine joggers from like last year, but apparently they're bringing them in a new fabric with higher elasticity. So listen, I'm always here for some stretchiness. I'm surprised because like I already felt like the jasmine joggers had a lot of stretch, but we're not gonna go super in depth about this because I don't have the actual jasmine joggers that are launching, and I've reviewed these before, but I have a size medium in them. I think I would prefer a size small just because the waist would fit a little better, so I do think they're pretty true to size. These are just amazing joggers. They're one of my favorites from Buffbunny. They have a thick elastic waistband and a little drawstring. They have some curved seams around the glutes. They have pockets, and then they just have like a little like quad contour detail type thing and cuff at the bottom. They're really simple, but I wear the heck out of my jasmine joggers, and I have them in a bunch of colors, and I'm a fan. And they are launching in black and volcano, which is honestly pretty similar to this one. It's kind of like a speckled gray. Breaking news, the Luna leggings are coming back this launch, which I did not know. This is brand new information, but they're coming in black diamond, wicked, which is one of the darker grays, and flame, which is the yellow. So if you're looking for a more performance compressive legging with side pockets, definitely check out the Luna leggings because they're also coming in some of the cute colors that are going on. Next, the limitless leggings are coming back, and not this print. This was the print from the Taste of Summer launch. They're actually coming in this new print, which is called Triggered. It's this like black and white kind of like cross print. Obviously there will be pictures somewhere on the screen of it. Just a quick little summary of the limitless leggings since I do have them in another color. They're a 25-inch inseam. They have a seamless waistband. They're made of a nice silky sleek fabric. It's more on like the silkier side of a performance fabric. It feels a little bit thinner to me than the Perform fabric. It's super sweat wicking, very lightweight. I wear a small in these, but if you're in between in this one, I totally would go a size down. I've heard of a lot of people sizing down in general. They run a little tiny bit big, but then they're also just super stretchy. And even when you size down, the front seam doesn't cause any problems. It's like really non-invasive. And if you're a pocket legging girl, don't forget about these ones. These do have these nice long pockets, slightly curved seams in the back, and that's it. These are a really nice legging, really nice for performance, for like running. I feel like this would be good. And what is this? Oh my gosh, I opened this and I got scared because I thought I only got the nude seamless underwear, but they also sent me a red one. So I think these are new. These are the seamlessology leggings. These are not leggings, this is underwear. So if you're already this far into the video, I'll be wearing these underwear under everything so we get to see how it performs. So these have the little Buffbunny logo, but it's not raised or anything, so it's not very noticeable. They say they're a seamless underwear, and I just don't know if I would consider these seamless. It does seamlessly flow from the little waistband part to the rest of them, but it does have a seam all the way around like all of the bottom part. So we'll see how much these actually hide under the leggings because I am picky about my underwear. Usually my go-tos are the Auden seamless underwear from Target. So we'll see if these compare, outperform, or underperform that. So underwear update after wearing the nude ones, not these ones, these are still unworn, don't worry. After wearing them through all the try-ons yesterday, I will say these wouldn't be my go-to for under leggings that show underwear very easily because this little band at the bottom does show up. Not super noticeable, but it's still there. And also, I don't know if anyone else relates, but like the actual like thong part here is just a little bit thick and like it kind of hurts after a while. This isn't an issue exclusive to these underwear. Like I have had that in other underwear with a thicker part back here. That's why I prefer like a thinner, like, you know, string situation. So they're nice, but I do still prefer like a true seamless underwear. Next, I got the Soul sports bra in the color Bones. And this one doesn't say that it's made of the Perform fabric, but it does feel very similar to that. It is a sleek performance non-brushed fabric, so it'll definitely be sweat wicking. And this one is just really basic, but honestly, having a white sports bra like this, like I already know that I'm gonna get a lot of wear out of it because I'm just a sucker for a nice white sports bra with like a colored legging, you know? Very simple in the front, does have removable cups, and in the back is just a very simple little strappy detail. You have one thinner strap, one thicker strap and then they kind of cross over. So here it is. This is probably the least coverage of all of the sports bras today. I like the performance material. It does have a nice secure band at the bottom. Yeah, I guess it's not too much side boob. It's just like a lot of scooping here. So definitely a lot more cleavage. And I kind of had to situate myself to make sure the girls were in the bra and not, you know, coming out the bottom or the sides or anything. So I would say this bra is probably better suited to like an A through D cup. Anything bigger, you might have a little bit of cleavage, which, you know, is fine. Like if this amount of cleavage is good for you, then go for it. You can kind of see the cup pads a little bit, something you get with white sports bras a lot. There's like a little seam here, a little seam here. They're decently thick and it is kind of a racerback style. And then you have the little crisscross detail in the back. So nothing crazy going on with this bra. I would say it's not my favorite of the launch. I mean, we have so many cute sports bras in this launch. In terms of support, it's more of a light to medium for me, especially just due to the coverage. Now that I've jumped around a little bit, we do get a little bit of side boob coming out. It feels really good. Probably will be pretty sweat wicking. True to size for this one, I don't really have many size up, size down recommendations. Just if you're a bigger cup size, I might go for one of the other more coverage bras. We also have the return of the glute bands. This is a medium. They come in small, medium, and large. I usually go for like small or medium. The large ones I just don't really think give quite enough resistance, but it's in this really pretty kind of like dark purpley floral material, which is the same as the Rebel box. And I think these bands have been sold out for a long time. They're really nicely made. This kind of cloth band is the only band I really use anymore. I don't use any of like the plastic ones because they snap and they like hurt your skin, they hurt your leggings. It does have a little grip inside as well to help stay in place. And I usually have pretty good luck with Buffbunny leggings not pilling or anything with glute bands. Sometimes with glute bands, they can just tear up your leggings. So now to the items that are still coming to me in the mail. So we will be doing a little try on another day, but to you guys it doesn't really matter because it's all still gonna be in this video. We have the Untamed hoodie and Untamed joggers. This is just a super cozy oversized lounge set. It comes in Potion, which is a moss, Stitches, which is gray, which is I think the color I got. It's like a very nice light gray. Dawn, which is mustard. Nevermind, which is navy, and Death Before Decaf, which is brown. Sometimes their names really crack me up. You guys are so good at coming up with names. These come in extra small to triple XL, and it just looks super cozy, so we're gonna try those on. They do have a fleece lined fabric. They're gonna just be super soft on the inside, and I'm pumped because I wear a lot of sweats around my house. I always end up loving Buffbunny loungewear more than I think that I will. I basically wear these gold digger shorts from the last launch like every single day. All right, future Kath here, and we're now reviewing the Untamed hoodie and joggers. And we're in my living room. I saw a little Peach here sitting by herself. Peach, how's it going? And I thought, why don't we go here? The lighting is nice. So I have the set on. I feel like I'm just gonna review it as a set, even though you do buy the pieces separately. So it's made of a cotton polyester material, and it does not have any spandex. So it is not stretchy. It's like cozy and thick, and basically like your classic sweatshirt, sweatpant type material, but some Buffbunny sweatshirts in the past have had a little stretch to them. This one doesn't. It is fleece lined though, so it is super soft and on the inside, like very cozy. It is also pretty thick and warm. And honestly, there aren't too many details. So I never know the prices of anything before the launch. I'll post them on my Instagram story the Friday before the launch, because that's usually when I find out. I do feel like I really like this set and it's really cozy and comfy, but it is pretty basic. So my recommendation kind of does depend on like the price. Can't imagine it would be like as expensive as their other joggers because those are made of like a legging material, more like expensive fabric. Anyways, rolling up the sweatshirt to show you the joggers. So I would definitely recommend getting a size up. These are a size small, which is my legging size, but I do prefer my sweatpants like this to be a little bit oversized, especially because they don't have any stretch. When I sit in them, it just feels like a little bit tight in like the crotch area, and I would just like a little more space. You can also see it's just like kind of hugs my thighs and calves a little bit, the usual suspects. We got some bulky legs here. Would definitely recommend sizing up in both pieces, but especially the pants. And we also have a little drawstring. So here is the drawstring. It's on the inside. It has the little aglets, which have the little Buffbunny logo embroidered. Buffbunny logo embroidered on the left side pocket. Classic little cuffs. As you can see, it's kind of like a little less than a full length on me, but might also be due to the size. What I was saying is you can size up and you can still have the drawstring, and I actually think it looks cute to be a little bit baggy. I didn't think about the fact that my mini tripod may not be the best for showing tops. All right, how's this? Not good, not good. All right, we've moved locations for the top. Okay, and here's the top. This is a size medium, so I do tend to go for mediums in jackets just because I don't like my jackets to be super tight. And I would recommend the size up just because I do like the oversized fit. I wouldn't even say this is like huge, but we do have a little bit of room in the sleeves so they can kind of roll up the cuffs and be a little bit baggy. You have the front kangaroo pocket, you have the hood. Yeah, and that's really everything. They do have some cute little details. They have the little Buffbunny logo on the hood here, which is really cute. And they also have it embroidered very subtly into the sleeves. So some very cute details. Not like anyone's really gonna notice those, but as long as we notice, that's what matters, right? Then, oh my gosh, I can't believe it took me so long to mention it in this video. We have the very first, the long-awaited bike shorts. Guys, I'm obsessed with bike shorts. I love the Buffbunny Live shorts. I wouldn't really consider those a bike short though. They just are a nice little 5-inch inseam, my basically holy grail shorts. But we have some real bike shorts. These are the Harley bike shorts, and guess what? Guess what? You guessed it, no front seam. Like, listen guys, I'm not the biggest hype person ever. You don't see me sitting here hyping every single product to ever come by, but I'm hyped for some no front seam bike shorts. And they're kind of that like leopardy, panthery print, similar to the Lululemon one, but I think the Lululemon one only comes in like a couple colors. I don't know, I've been seeing a similar print around more often recently. Couple things before we do the try on of the bike shorts. First of all, I thought that they were going to be more of a performance sleek material, but they do feel like an ever so slightly brushed fabric to the point where it's not really fuzzy, but it's definitely not sleek. So here it is. You kind of can't really tell, but it is very slightly brushed. So they have no top seam. I got these in a medium, kind of my normal short size. Slightly curved seams in the back, and this is the Underworld color, and I thought the black diamond was going to be this print, but it's actually just a solid black biker short. So we also got those, and they're essentially the same. Very, very slightly brushed material, feels a little bit thicker than the Newbury fabric, and feels like it's going to have more compression than the Newbury fabric. All right, so here are the shorts, and I do really love this color. It's like a navy blue, kind of like camo-y leopard print. Anyways, these are definitely a true biker short. I will put the inseam length on the screen. And this fabric is definitely more compressive, thicker, and a little less stretchy than the Newbury fabric, but I still would say is very stretchy overall and just has a little more compression. I would give this, in this size, I have a medium, it's a lot of medium compression, but if I were to wear my normal size small, which I probably could do, I'd probably have more of a medium to high compression. So I did size up in these, but I don't think you have to. I do have just a little bit of room around the waist. It's not gaping, actually, you know, actually it is gaping just a tiny bit. So I would go with your normal legging size for these. I wouldn't recommend sizing up. I would say it's snug around my thighs, but it's not cutting in at all. It doesn't really feel super tight. So I think you could be safe. You are definitely gonna get cellulite coverage on these because they're a little thicker, a little more compressive, and this print just kind of lends itself to cellulite coverage. And I'm just such a fan of this because you can kind of pull them up a little bit since they don't have the front seam to worry about. We're not getting any gathering or camel, but the back still has the curved seams that go over the glutes. So I feel like we got a nice like medium to high on the booty scale for these. And I got some questions to do like a ride test last time to see if the shorts will ride up. And as you can see, they're like literally not moving at all. I don't know what else to do for a ride test, but they are not budging. But yeah, I think this fabric has a nice balance of soft and performance, and I actually really love the fit of these shorts. So I wouldn't be mad if I saw them bringing this biker short back in different colors and prints in the future. And to match the Harley biker shorts, we have the Harley reversible bra. So same colors as the Harley bike shorts. This is the matching bra made of the same fabric, and they called it the Harley reversible bra. You're supposed to be able to wear it as the front is like this, a normal like kind of scoop neck sports bra, or this way, which has a little less coverage. It's more of a wrap. But I thought when it said reversible that you were gonna be able to move the cup pads from like one side to the other side, but the cup pads only go on this side. So I guess it's like in theory reversible if you don't care where the cup pads go. But I have searched, and unless I am totally clueless, I cannot find a place to put the cup pads on this side of the bra. So I'll try it on both ways, but I feel like this is gonna be the way I'm gonna want, especially because it's more coverage anyway, and that's usually what I go for. All right, so we have the bra, and I wouldn't call it like a square neckline per se. It's not as square as the Revolution bra, but it's definitely more squared than rounded, if you know what I mean. The elastic is on the inside of the fabric, so it's not distinguishable from like the bra band in the rest of the bra. I feel like this fabric will be pretty good at hiding sweat considering the kind of splotchy nature of the print. And another bra in this launch that has good coverage. We have full side boob coverage, and I would not call this like cleavage. It's just actually has a lot of space for the girls, so hyped about that. Very true to size, and I would say it's a solid medium support. And the back is really cute. It's kind of just like a wrap design. Okay, now I'm gonna try it on in the other way. And I guess I have to take the cup pads out or else I'll look like I have cup pads on my back, which is not what I go for. All right, so here's the other way, and actually it does work. I probably won't wear it this way just because I do prefer cup pads in my bras, and it's probably better for smaller cup sizes because while I do fit, I am getting a little more side boob and definitely some cleavage because this is like, you know, a wrap bra. But does it work? It actually does. And I don't feel like anyone would be like, oh, you're wearing your sports bra backwards, because the back just looks like it has a little more coverage now. Make sure to take the cup pads out because that wouldn't be a good look. So now we talk about the things that I did not get from the launch. So first, the resource bra, which is meant to go with the dreamy leggings. You can really either do the monarch bra or the resource bra and kind of mix and match with either the dreamy or the legacy leggings. I personally think the monarch bra is the way to go. I've not tried the resource bra, but it looks like to be pretty light support. It's just very simple in the front and super strappy and open in the back. So if you do like a lighter support, really open back design, the resource bra would be great. It comes in black diamond, ash, shaded, bones, and flame. So lots of color options. I also did not get the spice jacket. If you remember my swimwear review from a while ago, I had the spice crop jacket. I do like that they now have the long version. It's just a nice little jacket to throw over on your way to the gym. And it's not gonna be too hot when you like return from the gym, you know, because it's very mesh and breathable. It has a zip front, 2 mesh pockets. I also did not get the Outlaw leggings. The Outlaw leggings look very similar to the Baddie leggings, but they do actually have a top seam. So if you prefer top seams on your leggings, personally I don't, because I just kind of cut in, and most Buffbunny leggings stay up on me anyway, but they do have a top seam, give you a little bit extra hold. It's in the same Perform fabric, so it'll be a sleek performance material. Another jogger that's coming out are the Misbehave joggers. So these ones have similar seam detailing to the Baddie leggings. They do have those like front lining seams, and this fabric has more of a sheen to it. They were saying on the Buffbunny Instagram it can be like dressed up more because it does have a little bit of a sheen. They have front pockets, a little elastic cuff at the edge, and I don't have a lot of pictures of this, but it says it has an inner mesh detail on the inner thigh to add a little breathability. They're also launching these sleigh leggings that come in the color zebra. It looks more to me like kind of a black and white striped like geometric type print, which I think is really cute. They're made of a silky, soft, sleek fabric. I imagine the fabric will be very similar to the Limitless leggings. So still a performance material, but a little more like sleek and silky than the Perform fabric. I really like the geometric print of these, especially how it goes on the waistband. I just think it's cute. So that one's also coming out. We also have the Assassin sports bra or Assassin leggings. They come in either black diamond or wicked, which is one of the darker grays. And the Assassin sports bra in the front has like a really nice square neckline. It looks similar to the Revolution bra, which everyone loves the Revolution bra. I actually don't love the Revolution bra that much, but everyone else loves it. I do like the square neckline though, so that's really nice. So they have that little stripe band at the bottom of the sports bra on the top of the leggings. The band is a jacquard, which means that the stripes are like sewn into the fabric. It's not just printed on. The fabric, they say, is a super stretchy, lightweight material, so I anticipate that these would be kind of more of a light compression. The only thing that I like am hesitant about with those leggings is they look like they could be a seamless legging, but then they have like this, I don't know if it's a front seam, like a true front seam, or a pseudo seam, which is what I call them. They're just kind of like these raised seams that like aren't really seams. I don't really know what it is because obviously I don't have it. It doesn't look to be causing a lot of problems for people, but if you're looking for like a seamless legging, these are not totally seamless. They're also bringing back the Girl Boss bandeau that is coming in black diamond and bones, so black and white, and it's made of the Newbury fabric, so it's super soft, and it is a bandeau, but it also has like this built-in little bra with some removable cup pads in it, so super cute. They're also coming out with these 3 graphic sweaters. So they look like just simple pullovers. It doesn't look like there's a hoodie. They're just kind of like crew neck sweatshirts, and they are fleece lined, so they are gonna be super soft on the inside. There's the Beast sweater, comes in bones, black diamond, and flame, and it has this like graphic like dragon on it. There's also the Reap What You Sow sweatshirt, which is the Buffbunny logo in like this kind of like tattoo inspired floral design. And then the Bloom sweater, which is a skull that also has some like tattoo inspired flowers on it. Next, there are 2 jackets which look so cute, and I probably will buy them myself because I'm just so obsessed with them. So first is the Phantom jacket, which looks like so nice. It comes in black diamond, ash, which is a really nice light gray, which is the color I'd be going for, and flame. So it's a buttery soft fabric, a mock neck design, zippered pockets, which are always essential for me. It is a full zip, it's a full length jacket, and there are thumb holes. It just looks like the cutest little jacket, and I just feel like I need it. The other jacket, which my friend Brianna got, which I saw her wearing it, and I was like, okay, I'm sold. Like, that's all you need to do. A Skandala pullover. So this jacket comes in black diamond and bones, and it's just this really cute hoodie that has a little drawstring waistband, but it's made of like a mesh material, and I just feel like that's the kind of jacket I need just to like throw on when I'm going to the gym. When it gets like a little bit colder, it doesn't really get that cold where I live, so I feel like that would be perfect for me. And I love that it's mesh, and it just looked so cute. You can kind of see your sports bra through it. I don't know, I loved it. There's also the Boo sports bra, which has a nice deep V neckline, comes in black diamond, bones, and flame, and this one has little mesh panels and has a buttery soft fabric. There's also the My Confessions sports bra, which honestly I haven't even seen any pictures of this one, but apparently it's made of the Newbury fabric, and I have loved like every single sports bra that Buffbunny has made with the Newbury fabric, so they give it a medium to high compression, so I'm also interested in this one. Pinto, do you want to come back and apologize? You gonna apologize for scratching me earlier? That wasn't very nice. That wasn't very nice. So it has a scoop neckline, a triple strap back detail, and that's really all I know. And lastly, we have the Misunderstood tank. They always like to throw in a full-length tank into their launches, which I do appreciate because not everyone is rocking the sports bra or crop top. It comes in black diamond, heathered gray, and gray. It's a lightweight top with a scooped front neckline and a curved hem. And yeah, that is it for the pieces that I did not get. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, feel free to send me a DM. Try to send me a DM by Friday before the launch, or else I'm not sure I can get to all of them. If my review was helpful to you guys, I'd really appreciate it if you do use my code, and remember to enter my monthly giveaway. The link is in the description of the video. It's also in my Instagram bio, so you can find it. It's around. It's also just on my website. Again, thank you so much if you choose to support me. I do really appreciate it, and stay spooky, guys. We're in the Halloween spirit. I also just love how the flame color, which is like the main color of the launch, just really matched my pillows that are always in my videos, and I'm like, listen, this was perfect. If you're not already subscribed, please make sure to do so, and also give this video a thumbs up. Check out my Instagram for a Buffbunny giveaway, and thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye!